Following a developing story out of Richmond tonight, that's where this plastics recycling plant has now been burning for more than 48 hours. More video from Richmond there. And tonight we've learned this blaze is 90% out. In fact, it may be fully contained in just hours. Our Karen Campbell's been covering the story the last couple of days, and she joins us again from Richmond tonight, where city leaders provided an update 2.5 hours ago. Karen?
Yeah, officials are telling residents not to come back to this area because it is still considered hazardous, as officials continue testing in and around this site. The EPA says it found 2 samples collected within 1.5 miles that were positive for a type of asbestos. Now, one of those, called chrysotile, one of the most common types of asbestos found in roofs, ceilings, and walls. It is also a cancer-causing agent. The EPA says it detected compounds in a class of chemicals used in many consumer products like household cleaners, polishes, and gasoline. Now, workers are now at 34 locations taking measurements 24/7. They have not detected any other compounds that they were looking for.
The sample we took from the fire site was, again, we call it a grab. We just try and get a bulk, one-time grab sample of it just to see what's present. The sample collected from the hospital will have been slowly collected over a 24-hour period. And so that's, again, more representative than maybe an instantaneous breath of something versus having breathed it over 24 hours.
As for the fire, firefighters are now going into the hot zone using bulldozers and applying foam to extinguish the fire. They hope to have this fire about 98% contained, they say, by nightfall. And the EPA says they plan to release more of their findings on Friday. In Richmond, Karen Campbell, 13 News.
Thank you, Karen. And the evacuation of about 2,000 people in town is still in place, in part because the air could be toxic.
Our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman is following that part of the story. She's in studio. So we've got some initial test results in right now.
And you know what? They found out when we learned at 2:30 that some of those tests are testing positive for asbestos. And I've been speaking to an expert, and that was one of his major concerns from the very beginning. IUPUI Professor Gabe Filippelli says the facility is old, so he was concerned the fire would create debris, including asbestos, that could fly downwind. Asbestos is a known carcinogen. Right now, water tests seem to be okay. However, many air quality tests in the neighborhood are still not back. The recommendation now is for people to avoid mowing their lawns, wipe down the surfaces in their homes with wet cloths in case the smoke and debris get inside. He echoes the city's warning for people within the evacuation zone to stay away and wear an N95 when going to grab essentials. Breathing in the smoke from the fire can lead to lung problems and possible illness down the line, especially for the young and the old.
The kids, because they actually breathe more than we do per unit mass. So they're breathing in a lot more of that material than we are. And elderly, they often have other conditions they're grappling with, right? Cardiopulmonary disease or susceptibility to stroke. And the smoke itself, even if it's not the chemicals we're worried about, the smoke itself actually can cause strokes.
And yesterday we told you the city was actually concerned about something like this happening for years. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we actually have a new document that we want to show you. And we're asking why, when the city knew for years there was a problem, nothing was done.